The fourth place player was eliminated from Australian Survivor Brains v Brawn II in episode 23. It's time to figure out why Zara lost.
Zara, the tribe has spoken.
Thank you.
Zara started off the game as part of the Coven Alliance, but quickly realized Laura and Logan weren't giving her agency there. She wisely noted at the time that if she's in an alliance and they aren't listening to her, she isn't in an alliance, she's just one of their votes. And she was right. You need to push the game in the direction that will be best for you, not for someone else. Zara kept that in mind throughout the game, ensuring that her voice was heard and her moves were seen. The problem was that sometimes Zara got too attached to her own opinions and didn't accurately assess which direction was best for herself. Along the way, Zara made some good moves. She got in with the Graduates Alliance back in episode 6, and after somewhat going their own ways, she pushed them to reform the Postgraduates after Karen was voted out. And that alliance made it to Final Four. Of course, that doesn't mean things were always hunky-dory for them, because it never works that way with AJ and Miles involved. She got annoyed with them for the multiple times they came up with new last-minute plans. And most importantly to her, she said it made her feel like she wasn't in control of her own game. So when they were at Final Five and Miles had a great plan to take out huge threat AJ and looped her in, she considered it. And then realized she knew where every vote was going, and she finally had what she craved all game long: full control. Certainly, she would use that control to take out a big threat, right? She admitted that she probably couldn't beat AJ at the end. And yet she focused on Kate, the absolutely least threatening person left. I called it when it happened. It was a terrible, game-destroying move. And it took very little time for that exact thing to happen. When they got back from Tribal Council, Zara explained her reasoning, saying she had the information and the power, and to show AJ that Miles was against him. She also told AJ she wanted to show him they have each other's back. But that was a one-way street. All she accomplished was showing Miles she wasn't trustworthy, which he noted as he voted for her. If Zara's change of plan at Tribal Council didn't already undercut her, then her speech afterwards did. I think everyone in that Final Four had been so apparently openly schemy that she felt she could explain why she had done it while tooting her own horn to show them she was worthy. Problem was, she showed them she was worthy. Miles even told us he underestimated her. Miles thought they could go to the end together, but with this late move on her resume, she wasn't necessarily going to be quite as easy to beat as he thought. Meanwhile, AJ had a good point that sticking with Kaylin made the most sense because otherwise he'd be vulnerable. As Zara prepared for Tribal Council, she realized what so many of us saw. She should have just voted out AJ last night. But it all circles back to Zara wanting to have agency. She had been so focused on getting Kate out for so long that it was stuck in her brain. She got tunnel vision and failed to step back, look around, and realize the full situation she was in at Final Five. One major reason Zara was so overly focused on getting rid of Kate was because of the final endurance challenge. Well, guess what? Because of that decision, you didn't even get to that challenge. For all the times Zara felt like she didn't have control over her own game, she finally got that control. And then she made the worst possible decision with it. And that is why Zara lost. Be sure to subscribe so you get the rest of the mini WhyLost videos for the finale, including, of course, a WhyBlank1. And you can see other short videos with my thoughts on some of the more interesting or funny points of the game, plus US Survivor and many other shows.